I've done a lot of strong like Terrence McCann. I smell that DMT on that same shit. All I ever want is to make Tim proud. So taking doses every day is what I've been about. Dun, 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 drop.
How would you describe who GoldFaceMoneyWatch is?
Means,
is it like a character you created, or is that like actually who you are? Is it like an extension of you, or is it like?
I mean, like any like real art or real music is like an extension like of the person, but as far as like who like I try to I mean, one of the main things with like GCAF 2 was like keeping it like real. Like, I don't know how like much research you might have done or whatever, but I put out like GCAF 1 like a year and a half ago as a different artist named DJ Beats Off, and like that shit was like kind of more satirical. I mean, I was also just way younger, like 17, like just listening to like Gucci and Lil B and stuff, and I was just kind of Juicy J, just kind of like rolling with that style of music. But like, I mean, I dig some of the beats on there a little bit, but like that's not really like what it's about. But then like the whole like psychedelic trap rap thing was like something that like came around kind of naturally. Like I basically like, I don't know, I moved to Tennessee, started getting like pretty heavily involved in like the underground like jam community, psychedelic community and stuff, and like really like I tripped and shit like a lot in high school. Like I would eat like shrooms and stuff, but like it wasn't really until like I moved to Tennessee that I like would really like be in positions like where I had stuff or like people around me had stuff where I was like, you know, really, really like pushing, like taking some sort of psychedelic like every day for a while. And then like everything else just kind of came. Like I was still like doing, like I would still like, I'm always making like beats or music or something. And then like, but then like at some point, like I went back to Cleveland. It was like I don't know if you've seen like, it's like a Thumbnugget video. It's like Doggone Goon Cypher or something.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't know. And like that was probably like one of the first verses like where I like got in the booth and like had kind of like, that was just like what sounded good to me, kind of like the like mumbly thing, like that I guess people like kind of have mixed feelings about, but like
yeah, some people complain
I don't know
about that.
What?
I've seen like some comments on your videos like complaining about your mumble, like when
yeah
yeah,
that shit's ridiculous to me, because like to me like somebody said some shit like what is music coming to when you can't understand the words? Like,
yeah, I saw that.
Words are not music. You know what I'm saying? Music is sound. And so, like, I do that because, I mean, like, because I do other shit too. Like, I play guitar, like, I make other music. But as far as, like, my voice, like, I'm not, like, a singer or anything. So, like, if I'm going to rap, like, I'm going to, like, you know, I'm always working towards, like, what sounds best. Like, I make my beats and stuff, so, like, I just want to, like, be respectful to the beat. Like, a lot of times to me, like, rappers don't really respect the beat. They put their egos and, like, their lyrics and, like, their fancy, like, not even fancy because they're all doing the same rhythms anyway, but, like, you know, they're, like, faster rhythms. before, you know, actually listening to the beat and what's going on musically. So like the mumble rapping thing is just kind of like, that's just like the way in which like I'm respectful to the beat. And it is like real convenient, because like there will be times like, you know what I'm saying, like Blum King will be like, you know, we'll all be just like real high or like tripping or something, and like Blum King, like the way he's rapping, like, which I fuck with Blum King, he's one of my like favorite rappers, but I'm saying like his rapping style, like sometimes like he'll have to like stop and be like, all right, I'm too deep for this, like I can't like pronounce any of my words right now. Whereas like I'm usually like good to go, because like I've kind of worked my style like around that. Like
you said you made all the beats, because in pretty much every song from the beginning, the beats are always really cool and like trippy. And have you made every beat from the Thumbnugget videos and GoldFaceMoneyWatch videos?
Thumbnugget Big Blunt also makes the beats. I'd say it's about like half and half. It just depends on the song. But like I'm the like he does all the videos too and all the visual art. So like he's like really good on that end, and then I do like the production and audio engineering side. But as far as like getting the beats to like sound good and shit, but like as far as the actual composition for any Thumbnugget song, that is usually back and forth between me and Big Blunt. But like, and then on like GCAF 2, like it just says like next to like the name of all the song, like it'll say like produced by GoldFaceMoneyWatch or like with someone else. Like sometimes I've got like a bunch of friends too.
Thumbnugget, it seems like it sort of started out as like a joke. How did you guys all meet and become friends and decide to start rapping together?
Yeah, like me and Blum King knew each other from like this other project we had like in high school, which is kind of just like shock comedy rap. Like I don't know, just like we were just trying to like make people mad, I guess. Like we did songs about like a bunch of
I heard
stuff. I don't know.
The John Wilkes Truth video, people like said he was misogynistic and shit, but it was like, to me it just seemed like he was being funny and like trying to get people mad.
Yeah. Blum King's a big like everything is like he's like an absurd hero, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just a big cartoon. Like I don't even know. Like we don't honestly Thumbnugget's at the point now where like we don't know like really what's going on with each other. Like we don't, like it's never serious, like nothing. I mean like we don't know like whether or not like stuff is like a joke or like serious or something. Like there is really no line. It's all just like a big question.
I think that's like what makes it cool, because everybody, all your listeners and your fans, like they're kind of trying to figure out the same thing, and like even you guys don't really know like how serious you are, or if you're joking or what's going on. That makes it just really cool and like unique. People have called it like trip hop, and that's like honestly the things you guys do, the sounds and like the visuals are things like I've never really seen before. Who influenced you guys the most in music?
Influence like the music, I don't know. Like we
you shouted out 2 Chainz before. Like, is that something you guys still listen to?
I go through like phases. Like I go through phases with artists and stuff where like I don't know, because like a big part of Thumbnugget, I guess, like I don't want to call us satire, because that's not what we're aiming to do. Like we're not trying to like just satirize like the music industry necessarily. Like something like Cody Notion, I guess that'd probably be the easiest way to explain it to people, maybe. And I'm only speaking for myself, you know what I'm saying? I can't even speak for like but honestly, I think if you're talking to either of the other 2 members, like you wouldn't get one like serious answer, which would probably be like way funnier. But like I'm like probably the least funny one in Thumbnugget, but like I don't know. No, yeah, we listen to like, I don't know, I mean, I listen to like jazz and like other stuff mostly. I mean, like, but as far as rappers, like my favorite rappers are like Gucci, Future, just like the ones who like about sound, really. Like rap to me is about like sound and not lyrics.
Right.
But I don't know.
And another Thumbnugget video, you guys are talking about Terrence McKenna and Richard Albert. How did you guys become, like, they're pretty old dudes. How did you like get introduced to them, and how did they play a role in your life?
Alright, like, here's something I could talk about, like, because I don't really know how, like, 2 Chainz plays a role in my life. Like, he doesn't, like, I'm not really, like,
yeah.
But, like, Terrence McKenna and, like, Richard Alpert and Tim Leary and stuff, like, honestly, like, I mean, that's just, again, part of, like, you can't really be involved with, like, the psychedelic culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the dudes who, like, they kind of pioneered it. Like, the reasons we know, like, and I don't know, I guess I'll, like, speak as just, like, myself for a second, because, like, I shouldn't be, like, speaking for Thumbnugget. Like, it's not really, like, but, like, I don't know, like, Timothy Leary was kind of like, he was just like a soldier, really, like went through, like, you know, stayed trippy and positive to like his dying day, which is like extremely brave. And like he kind of just like, he was on that frontier like of the mind, because there were a lot of people, I feel like, back in the 60s when people first started experimenting with psychedelics, you know, like freaked out, like, oh, I think I took too much. Oh, I don't think I could like ever be the same again. Like, I don't know, like, blah, blah, blah. But like, you know, luckily we had like really awesome people like Timothy Leary who were like, no, like, you can do this. Like, I promise you, like, this is just something called ego death. This is like blah, blah, blah. And so, like, that's just kind of like, I don't know, he's, his charisma, everything about him, like, I'm personally just, like, a really big Timothy Leary fan. I watch, like, videos of him on, like, a daily basis, just honestly for, like, spiritual reasons, kind of, like, they help me, like, get through, like, my daily life and stuff. Terrence McKenna is, like, again, like, just another, like, real pioneer. He's a goon. Like, he talks about, you know, never taking less than 5 grams of psilocybin. You know, he did a good amount of DMT, which is, like, one of the stronger of the psychedelics. But he was just such a, like, some of his, like, philosophical views on creating culture, for example, were really important, or I hold really dear to me. Like, Terrence McKenna urged people to stop consuming culture, like, to, like, turn off their TVs, not worry about, like, what Michael Jackson is doing right now, and to, like, create their own culture, because that's what, like, evolves society. And I think, like, that I also try to, I mean, I guess that goes back to your previous question, like, not, you know, who do you listen to, and, like, or what inspires Thumbnugget. Like, I don't have, like, much of an answer for that, because, like, I mean, primarily because we're trying to kind of, like, create culture. Like, we're not really trying to, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's not even conscious, like, oh, like, if it, like, we need to, like, think of, because, like, I feel like a lot of people just try to, like, find something new, find a way to like brand it as a niche, and then just go with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody has ever like done country music with like polka in it before, so like we're gonna call ourselves like country polka, and like that's gonna like be what it says on like all of our like social networking sites and stuff, and then we're gonna like blow up because of that. Like, I hate that shit. Like, even Thumbnugget, like we're really careful to like, as soon as something seems like it's gonna like become like sound gimmicky or like branding or something, that's kind of when like it's like, all right, time to like steer away from that direction. Like, we I mean, I remember one time, like when we were way younger, like 16, 17, we were all tripping together, and it was the first time we kind of like experienced collective consciousness, and that was kind of where like we started saying shit like, wait, like we're all just each other, like I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. So for a while we were saying like, Thumbnugget is you, like try to, you know, and we still do some shit like that. Like, our Twitter password is like on our Twitter page. Anyone can log into our Twitter and like post as Thumbnugget. Like, and we still, you know, obviously are like big supporters of like the collective consciousness, you know, minds mentality. But we're not like, I will no longer really just like post statuses like Thumbnugget is you, so like listen to like Thumbnugget, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit sounds gimmicky, and I don't fuck with that.
You just want it to be like to come about organically. If it comes, if not, then whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's another reason like we all have solo projects, because like Thumbnugget, we can't like, and I don't want to talk about Thumbnugget too much without like the other two, because like I'm not, but like Thumbnugget just doesn't, like, it has to just happen, and like it can only happen with just the three of us. I remember when we were making Alley Hams, like we were listening to some like skeleton of that beat for like 5 minutes or something, and or no, not 5 minutes, like 5 hours literally, because there were people over and stuff, and we were all like smoking or whatever, and other people were like, oh yeah, like this is a dope beat, like it's gonna be a good Thumbnugget song, and we were just trying to think of like what to write about, and you know, slowly like people trickled off, like went home or whatever as it got later, and like even to the point where there was just one other person in the studio with us, we were still just like coming up with the stupidest fucking ideas like for that song, and it wasn't until like the very last person left, even though like that's our homie, that like we were able to like get in the mentality of like what we would consider Thumbnugget, and like then like that song just kind of like came, I guess.
My last question is, what do you hope to accomplish with your music?
I just like, yeah, I guess like, again, like me personally, but like with everything I do, like I just want to pose like a big question for people. Like I just like want to show. And like I have like a lot of other musical projects. Like there was a bonus track on GCAF 2 by a band called like The Electric Sunshine. I don't know, you might listen to it if you get a chance, but like that's one of my other projects. It's like way different. I mean, it's not rap. There are like elements of trap in there, I guess, but like it's like psychedelic indie, I guess. I don't know, but I just want to show people that like, or I just want to like put that big like question mark up on people's heads. Like you can be about any type of life. Like you like this, like you could like, you know what I'm saying? Like I might make psychedelic trap rap, but like also I don't really know how to put this. Like I'm just like, I'm real existential, like, and that's like, so I don't even know why really I like creating. I mean, all right, on the most basic level, like what I want to accomplish with my music is just like my personal happiness on a day-to-day basis, because like there would be no such thing like if I wasn't just like doing whatever like I do. Like I wake up in the morning, I'm not really like in good spirits a lot of the time. Like I'm usually like pretty salty, like I don't have any like yeah, I don't know, but then as soon as I sit in front of my computer and like start like making a beat or something and like drinking coffee, smoking a bowl, whatever, I'm like good in that moment. Like I guess I would really like to express that I'm not trying to like get famous or like blow up. Like I think that's like a lot like that's something like judgmental people might see immediately. Like they might see like the Ain't Here video and just think like, oh, here's like another kid just like trying to just like blow up, you know, like just like MGK or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
just trying to like, and like I don't like give a fuck about any of that. Like I don't want money really. Like I always say like as soon as I like get money is probably when I like am gonna be like the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life. Maybe. I mean maybe. I have no way of saying that because I've never had money before, but like I don't like there's very little about like popularity and fame that appeals to me. So like that really is not like my goal. I do like people hearing my art though. Like GCAF 2 has like I want to say like 500 downloads right now, and like it does like warm my soul, I guess, that like 500 different people are like incorporating that mixtape in with like their lives, and like I wouldn't mind it being a little bit more, and I maybe wouldn't mind being able to like sustain myself off of doing music, like not have to like work at a shitty job or some shit, but like other than that, like I really like my vessel of like a body is so like impermanent, like I just don't really think about it much, like in the grand like scape of time, like my ego is so temporary. But since my ego happens to like have grown up around rap music and be able to be fluent in making that, but also like, you know, I'm pretty into like the psychedelic community thing, the festival scene and stuff, like it is almost like the cosmic responsibility of my ego to like make psychedelic trap rap. So like maybe that's kind of what I'm accomplishing, is like since that doesn't exist, like I need to make it exist, and like that it doesn't matter if anybody hears it or not. Like that's just kind of like what I'm just like doing, I guess, and like I'm gonna die at some point, and people are like, if anybody says like, oh, what was this dude about, like they'll like listen to me like talk about like taking like 10 hits of acid and like making like really creepy beats on an analog synthesizer, like, and that is pretty much like what I'm about. I don't know.
All right. Well, you said you want to just put like a big question mark at the end of everything you do, and you definitely did that because like I wanted to talk to you mainly because I was just really curious about GoldFaceMoneyWatch and Thumbnugget. So that's why I set this whole thing up.